to our Monday Night Live. It is a rapid fire Q&A. Let me get set up here and then we will take your questions. Whew. Mondays are a little rough for me, so I apologize. Just finishing up today's work. I do have a couple of announcements because I did not go live last night because it was Easter. But here we are. So first and foremost, thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate it. If you have any questions about Coturnix quail, feel free to ask. And if you can, put a bunch of question marks or exclamation points at the beginning or end or both or whatever, so that I can see the questions a little bit better. I am not going to be reading all the comments tonight. I'm just going to be reading the questions, and then we'll get back into the community setting next week. On Sunday, I'll be back. Right? Yeah. Yes. Next Sunday, I'll be back. That is correct. I'll be missing that next Sunday because we'll be at Homesteaders of America. But no, I'll be back next week. Also, you ever have one of those weeks where it's like one more thing happens? My mom, when I was growing up, my mom always said, "You're on my last nerve." And I've been on that last nerve for like a week now, and it just seems like everything just, you know, it doesn't want to cooperate in the way that I want to do it, or in my time frame. And so I'm on edge. I'm on my last nerve, right? I say that to my son all the time, and I'll go, "You're on my last nerve," and he'll go, "Your nerve?" He likes to get on those as well, but I'm rambling. So anyways, at the end of this live Q&A, I'm going to mention some things, and some of you call it a rant, and I have not ranted in quite some time, actually. But I'm gonna rant tonight, but I'm gonna wait till the very end so that people that have questions can get those in, and I won't bore them with those. QuailCon is coming September 3rd and 4th this year, and tickets are available on the website, myshirefarm.com. I hope that you can check it out, and hopefully you can make it. I'm having a lot of expectations for this wonderful year, and we're actually going to Homesteaders of America to meet a couple people and to learn, but also to start learning how we can do better as well as far as QuailCon goes. So hopefully we can take a lot of their ideas and make it even better than last year. And I've had a lot of great reports from last year's Q&A, or last year's QuailCon. And we do have some good videos coming up for you this week. Number one video is done, and that'll be posted tomorrow morning. George, which is my right hand here, he actually did the video. We redid the Brooder room, and it is saving us about an hour and a half a day of work. So that's absolutely wonderful. We were going to do it while we did it, but we didn't know how it was going to turn out. So we didn't want to do this video and you guys, "Oh, this is great." And then a month later we go, "Don't do that. It sucks." So, but it is working out great. We've been doing it for over a month now. And so we're comfortable posting this video. That video is coming. I'm going to do a best practices for brooders coming up this week. And then there's another video that I forget. Oh, we're going to talk about biosecurity. What we do here, some ideas that you can have, and it's actually going to be a walkthrough in the barn. So I don't know how that video is going to go as far as you can hear me or not, but visually you'll be able to see exactly what we do and maybe steal some of our ideas. And then there was another video that I wanted to get to this week, and I just don't know if I'm going to have the time. But I'm hoping that I can get to it, but I can't find the time to breathe right now. So we'll see how that goes. I think that is all the announcements. I'm sorry I missed last night, but it was Easter, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. Woke up this morning and it was snowing. So that was odd. But other than that, you know, everything seems to be going to crap. But it was a good time spending time with family. Got to see my mom, my grandma for a little bit, got to hang out with the kids. and I did not get hurt this time. So I will take that. All right, I have rambled enough. Plus, I'm going to do a rant at the end, so you might not want to watch that. But let's answer some questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Make sure you put the question marks or the exclamation points. I will be happy to do that. Also, if you want to donate to QuailCon, there's a $ in the bottom. And that is going straight to QuailCon for prizes, raffles, giveaways, speakers, food trucks, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of goodies. So if you want to donate to that, you can. But it is free if you just hit the like button and support the channel. We are over 36,500 subscribers. So thank you very, very much to all of you that support the channel. Watch the videos, share the videos, talk it up. I really, really appreciate it. And with the way things are going in the world, I think this is a great time for people to become more self-sufficient. And I'm very excited about it. So thank you very much for all that you guys do. I really appreciate it. Let's get into some questions. I am done ranting, I promise. I think. All right, let's see. S.O. Swanson's in the house says only 273 QuailCon tickets left. Get yours before they are gone. Only 273 left. I really need to work on that. That's great. That's awesome. Ask your QuailCon related questions here. Absolutely. Brian says, do you recommend putting apple cider vinegar in with the water for quail to cut algae growth? If so, what is the ratio that I would need for a gallon of water? Actually, we've only done that once. We really haven't anymore. We do bleach the lines about once every 3 months. But if you, a big thing is if you use the if you use the black tubing instead of the white, that helps tremendously because algae grows in the sunlight. So if it's the black tubing, it's very unlikely that it will grow. But we do still clean the lines out, but we don't use apple cider vinegar. So I do not know that answer. I know a lot of people do it and it works fine. But I don't know the answer. I apologize. Can you breed Mexican? I don't think that you can breed them with Caturnix if that's what you're asking, Heather. Is it possible to breed button quail to smaller male Caturnix quail? I've not heard that. I know that you can breed Caturnix to bob whites, but the babies become mules, meaning they're infertile. But I've never heard of someone doing button with Caturnix. I'm sure you could. But I don't know, because I've never heard that. So maybe not. Again, everybody that's here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. It is supposed to be the rapid fire. I know I missed yesterday's live Q&A, which is the community setting, which we do have a lot of fun with. But I know that a lot of people are joining our Monday nights so they can get their questions answered. And I've already wasted 8 minutes of your time rambling on. So, but thank you for all that are here. I really appreciate it. We did hit our 30th state. I did not write it down because I forgot. I can look that up though, because it's in my notes. But we did hit our 30th state coming to QuailCon, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Genuine Toe Tag says, hello everyone from Oregon. Was wondering, would have overpopulated cage because the quail to stay smaller. If you overpopulate the cage, well, if you overpopulate the cage, you're going to have a lot of issues. Yes, not all of them are going to be able to get to the feeder. But they're not going to be as healthy. So it's not because they're going to be small. If you want smaller quail, you got to breed for that, not environmental. Because you can make your quail smaller environmentally, but it's lack of health, not breeding. Hopefully that answers your question. Joy says, how can you tell if an adult quail has a slipped tendon and how do you fix it? I don't know how you fix it. If we see any issues, we just call. Sorry. I'm not too sure how you would fix that. Usually if they get injured, I mean, like if they're missing some feathers on the back or you know, they get overbred for some reason, we'll take them out and put them into a separate cage until they heal and then put them back in. But if there's any, you know, limping or, you know, eye issues because they've been pecked at or, you know, feet issues or anything like that, we just call. I'm not saying that's for everybody. I'm just saying because we have so many that we don't have time to treat them. If you can treat it, I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but I don't have the answer to that as well. So this is not going great because there's already 2 questions that I can't answer. So I'm sorry. I just don't want to give you the wrong information either. So Genuine Toe Tag says, Jumbos, I haven't weighed them yet. They just are a little over 4 weeks and just put them in the cages after fully feather. Had a couple small ones in there, but they have feed and water at all times. Excellent. Well, best of luck to you. Usually you get quite a bit of a huge growth between 4 and 6 weeks, which is kind of nice. So good luck to that. Yeah, 6 weeks to figure out weights, or should I do that earlier? Nope, 6 weeks would be fine. I would re-weigh again at least 8 weeks, maybe 10. But yeah, we weigh at 4, 6, and 8. Again, welcome everybody. I'm glad you're all here. Aura says, got eggs, wait 24 hours before incubator. Do I start day 1 when I place them in the incubator, or is it day 0? It's a good question. Depends on when you put them in. Now, it's not that huge of a deal, and I really need to go over that in a video because it can be confusing. So that's a really good question. But for example, we put our eggs in every Friday. We put them in when George gets off work that day, which is around 2:30. So when he gets off of work, we put them in. We count that as day 0 because half the day's already gone. So if you put them in early in the morning, count it as day 1. If you're putting them in late at night, just say day 0, add a couple, you know, it gives them a couple extra hours, and then day 1 is the next day. So it really depends on what time you're putting them in. But don't overthink it. It's really not that big of a deal. A couple of hours won't make anything. It won't hurt anything. Full Metal Medic is in the house. Love the name. At what point did you realize raising quail was a profitable venture? Well, the jury's still out. Did you have to take out an AG loan for your farm? No. I could see you having to do that. That would make sense to do on certain different things, but with quail, they grow so quickly. You can start real small and just build your business as you're building your quail. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is slow and steady wins the race. So we've been at this for, I don't know, 11 years. It probably took us about 7 years to become actually profitable. Now, me saying that, I mean, the Caternix quail started paying for themselves, which is what our first goal was. And then we wanted them to pay for our chickens. And then we wanted them to pay for other feed, like for our pigs. And so I guess it's been profitable for a longer period, but actually bringing in money other than just our expenses, it took quite some time. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see, AE says, thanks for texting me today and thanks for the eggs. Not a problem. Good luck on your journey. And yeah, I will respond to your texts. I promise. Sometimes it might take me a day or two. Mondays are rough. Well, I'm going to be honest, every day is pretty rough. But I will get to them because it does matter to me. I do want to. I just got to make sure that everything here is okay first. Josh's Punk Rock Gardens says, hey, all from upstate New York. I hope everyone has had a great weekend. Absolutely, you as well. Cersei Outdoors says, hello, everybody. Just got my first egg today. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's wonderful to hear. Katie Elmer's in the house. Hi again from Pennsylvania. My Tuxedo Myshire hatching eggs arrived in the mail today. That is wonderful to hear. Best of luck to you. And I wish you all the best. And please keep me posted. Let's see. Ron 12ism is in the house. Love the name as well. Hi, new to the channel. Loving it. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you have any questions about Copernicus quail, oh dear God, what was that? I think I just had a stroke. All right, let's try this again. If you have any questions about Copernicus quail, feel free to ask. I will be happy to do that. I'm going to start moving a little bit faster because I know you guys are here for the rapid fire Q&A, and I'll do that. But Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I actually go live, and it's more of a community setting. I read all the comments. It usually goes for about 2.5 hours. Now, obviously, you don't have to stay that long. I mean, you don't have to show up if you don't want to, but we'd love to have you there even for a little bit. And we do have a lot of fun, and everybody kind of contributes and works together, and it's nice being around like-minded quail lovers, if you will. Again, if you can, hit the like button, support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Tonight, I'm going to go for 120 likes. I don't know why. I think that's really high, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. So support the channel by hitting the like button. I would appreciate it. Does anyone have an HB series hatching time incubator? Or so how many jumbo eggs will fit in a tray? I do not, and I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry. Karen says, how soon can I get jumbo wild eggs? Let's see, it's 2022, so right now I think we're 9 to 11 weeks out. It all depends on how these new growers are going to weigh and start laying. I'll be able to get a little bit more caught up, but they keep selling. So, I mean, I'm glad so many people were into it. I hate that it's taking so long to get the orders out. But the website, we are updating the website every day. So I think it's about 9 to 11 weeks out. It might be 8 to 10. I really don't remember. Somewhere in that time frame. When I put X and O's on my eggs, one egg cracked a little. Throw out or keep? I'd throw it out. I'd throw it out. I mean, you could try to save it, but I'd throw it out. It's the best practice to throw it out. And yes, I will be doing a rant at the end of this video, but I want to get through the questions first because I think that's more important for everybody. Christine, welcome. Glad you're here. Jesse, welcome. PJ's Family Farm, welcome. It Got Bait and Verna Young are the moderators on here and huge contributors to Facebook as well. Thank you very much for being here and helping out. Wanting to raise quail for food. Can it be done easily in town and outside? I live in South Central Illinois. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It can be easily done. In fact, we just posted a video last week, and it's a video with myself and Chris from Slightly Redneck. Now, he's in Missouri. He's in town. And he's also raising them outside, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he does great. A lot of people do all over the U.S., so absolutely, absolutely. Great question. Welcome, Doris. Happy Hutch Quail Farms in the house. Love the name. A lot of great names tonight, guys. Looking to get more serious into quail business. What is your most popular quail besides the jumbo line? Well, what we sell most of, other than the jumbo lines, would be the variety choice, the mixed eggs. A lot of people like just a color variety. The feather Sexible mix is really popular because a lot of people like a bunch of colors, but they all want them to be feather Sexible. So that's been pretty popular. As far as a single individual color goes, the most popular is the Egyptian fees. Or the pansy fees. Oof. Both of them are pretty high up. Either one, really. It's a great question. What's the height suggested for jumbo cage? As little as 8 inches, as high as 12. But the Wynola Ranch cages that we use for our research are 8 inches. They do fine in there. Ours, the ones that we build, are 12. They do fine in there as well. I really wouldn't go above that unless you're going to an aviary setting, which is 6 feet. But yeah, 8 to 12 would be fine. Another great question. So much for global warming, LOL, right? I woke up and I was like, seriously, come on, please. Because we were supposed to do some things outside this week. But you know, nothing works out. Hello from South Carolina. I want to order a small amount of hatching eggs. What is the wait time? Looking for feather Sexible jumbo wilds or another if it can be shipped more quickly. Well, the feather Sexible mix is about 6 weeks out. The variety choice, which is just a bunch of fun colors, is about 8 weeks, maybe a little less. And then all the jumbos are about, I'm pretty sure it says 9 to 11. I think I overdid it a little bit, but I'm tired of being wrong, so I just overdid it so that if you get them sooner, that's awesome. But that's kind of the time frame. But it is on our website as well at the very top, and we'll be updating that as time goes on, week by week, day by day. Priske says, I have seen people recommend raising mealworms as a protein snack, but since you can have or develop severe allergies to mealworms, can you safely substitute crickets? I do know that quail, yes, you can, is the answer. I've not tried it. I've had a couple of customers that do that. It doesn't go as smoothly as mealworms, but they will eat them, and it's a good substitute, so yes. La Rochelle Farm is in the house. Have you triple stacked in the GQF? How were the results? We have not. No, we've only double stacked in there. I don't think we have. No, we have not. So I don't know the answer to that. No, we've only double stacked in there, and but we also have that huge Gigantor incubator as well. Dr. Connie says, please remind me, incubating. Lockdown is 14 days after starting. Yes. The day they go into incubation is day 0 or day 1. I decided today I'll just start incubating on the 1st of every month. Sure. Yeah, if you have the time and you can set that where you put them in like early in the morning, you know, I would say before 9 a.m. On the 1st, then just count the 1st as day 1, and that would go real smooth. Or the other suggestion is maybe putting them like when you go to bed on the night before, like the last day of the month, and count that as day 0 if you won't have time to do it in the morning. Then you don't have to, you know, be like, oh, well, it's day 0, but it's the 2nd. Now it's day 1, but it's the second, you know, so on and so forth. I might have confused you even more. The Blazing Bee says, Myshire Egyptian Fee eggs hatched 18 out of 25. Increased temp on day 19. Didn't hatch anymore, but I'm happy with the 18. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know. And the Blazing Bee, did you give me that number already? I'll write it down. If you're still on and I haven't bored you yet, if you can let me know if you've given me that number yet, I would appreciate it. But 18 out of 25 is really good. Congratulations. And thanks for letting me know. David says, what do you do when you have a power outage and have eggs in the incubator? It's a great question. Something that everybody can do, you know, because you're going to get people to be like, oh, well, you need a generator, you know. Not everybody can get a generator or this, that, and the other. Insulate it as best you can. I mean, like a towel and then a really thick blanket or a quilt or something like that. Try to keep that in there. One time, actually, right when we got started, we had a power outage and it lasted for 3 days. And we actually put a heating pad underneath. We went out, bought another heating pad, put it on top, wrapped it with a blanket, and still had a decent hatch. Now, with that being said, when the power outage happened, it was literally on day like 3 or something. Like it was early in, which means it won't affect it as much as if it was, you know, if that would have happened on day 12, I don't know if that would have even worked, but it did help. It did help. Help how to raccoon-proof Winola cages. One managed to weigh down a poop tray and slaughtered a bunch of quail. That is a bummer. I hate to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I would have to think about how to do that. If you're on Facebook, that would be a fantastic question to ask on like Newbie Quail Lovers or Quail Call. That'd be a fantastic idea. That would kind of be a pain. I would assume somebody else has probably went through that. I really don't have that problem. I would assume somebody's gotten a better idea than what I could give you right now. I'm tempted. No. Somebody's going to have a better idea. Full Metal Medic says, at what point did you realize... Oh, we answered that one. The Florida Prepper says, how did they hatch Coturnix quail eggs before electricity? I have found nothing. I would assume chickens. I don't know. I don't know that for sure. That was just a guess. Oh, good. Thank you, Heather. S. Fox says, have arrived all the way from Texas. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Ed Got Bates says, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Absolutely. We got some really good videos coming your way. No Facebook. If somebody has any ideas on how to do that, maybe La Rochelle Farm. Seems like you might have some good ideas on that. If you could maybe help them out, because I really haven't had to worry about predators because we've locked everything up. Sorry. Check the comments. Hopefully somebody will be able to help you out on here. Linda Talion says, so excited for QuailCon. Absolutely, me as well. We plan on buying eggs from you while we are there. My brooder and grow out pens are built. They're full of chickens and ducks right now, but they're ready for quail. Absolutely. Can't wait to meet you, and we will have plenty available then. I promise, even if I have to shut the website down, I will make sure that everybody at QuailCon will have stuff that they will be able to get. I promise. That I can promise. Crystal Curtis says, lovely Easter with special gift. A 5-week-old achieving hen laid the very first egg in my covey for my last night. So excited, feel like my Coturnix journey has officially begun. Absolutely, that is wonderful. Congratulations and happy Easter to you. Don Ray B says, Zach, what are the 2 or 3 easiest feather sexable colors, easiest for newbie people like me? Well, wilds. Egyptians. You know, I know that golds are kind of like a standard and they're feather sexable, but they're actually harder than what people would think. The Egyptian fees are very easy to tell. The fab fees are pretty easy. Sparklies are not. I mean, they are feather sexable, but I wouldn't say they're on the easy end. No. Tuxes, no, they're not feather sexable. The pearls are probably the most. I would say the pearls are the easiest feather sexable. Pansy fees are feather sexable, but not very easy. Egyptian fees are pretty easy. That was more than 2 or 3. I think that's the cages. Terry Von Story says, Quail Red Tip Tails Farm is in the house. I really love the name too. How do we put more weight on them? They eat all the time. More protein. Yeah, I mean, more protein. Less light. They won't be as active. But then they won't be as productive. If you want to put more weight on them, then yeah, use a heavier protein even after they start laying, and maybe just increase their calcium with oyster shells or something, and that'll help. What's the average ETA on eggs shipped from the farm to their destination? It varies with mixes or colors, standard sizes. It's, gosh, I wish I knew. I'm going to give the wrong numbers eventually because I'm going to get confused. I think it's 4 to 6, but it might be 5 to 7 weeks out. And then the jumbos, I do believe, are 9 to 11 weeks out right now. 160 acre homestead says 120 eggs and they are hatching like crazy at day 16, 25 babies so far. That is awesome. Sounds like you're going to have a fantastic hatch. So best of luck to you and keep me posted. Hidden Creek Quail is in the house from Florida. Welcome. We're glad you're here. And Hidden Creek Quail was the last 18 and under contest winner. So best of luck to you. And I'm just waiting to hear from you when you're ready. And we'll get you going. Redneck Ranger says, John, the Red Ranger from Ranger Ready Homesteads is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Linda says, I think the biggest thing we're having a problem with right now is naming our farm. I have a few ideas, but we have a garden, pumpkin patch, and birds. So here's my question. Can I name my farm one thing? Example, Rocky Hill Farms, like it, but call my quail business something different, 890 Quail. Well, yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want, and I will support it. My opinion, I think you'll regret it later on. We had thought about that because we did the Myshire Farm, and then we were like, well, that really says nothing about quail. Maybe we should put quail in there. And then we were already establishing our farm name, so it was very confusing to people when I tried to start switching it. So we just were like, okay, well, I guess we're Myshire Farm. That's just what we are. I mean, it would be kind of cute to say Rocky Hill Farm and Quail, like Rocky Hill Farm, and like big letters, and then underneath, like right next to it in smaller letters, like and Quail would be kind of. I mean, you do. I don't know. That was probably stupid. Can Caternix quail breed with the Mexican bobwhite snowflake quail? Autocorrect. Oh, yes. Then that is correct. Yes, they can. But the babies will be mules. AZ Highland Homesteads in the house. Howdy. From our family and 21 Jumbo Brown, the forested mountains of Arizona. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. And good luck on your jumbo journey. Johnny B. Good says, hi, Zach. Just unpacked my order of Jumbo Browns 20 minutes ago. Is the 24-hour wait better than the 12-hour wait before the incubator starts? In my opinion, yes. I would rather have older eggs and still wait 24 hours than put them in 12. Because the time of the eggs is not as crucial as making sure that the post office did not scramble them. And usually they will fix themselves if given enough time. So I prefer 24 hours. But a lot of people do 12. So, I mean, again, it's a personal preference. Glenn Wells says hello from Southeast. That was a great question. Southeast Missouri. With AI going around, I made some little blue disposable mask for my quail, but having problems with the elastic bands that keep slipping off their ears. Need help ASAP. There you go. We're trying to keep the biosecurity under control, but we haven't went that far yet. So hopefully we don't have to go that far. Jay Moore says how to raccoon. Oh, we already talked about that one. Ron 12ism says, what are some other YouTubers to watch for some good info on quail? Well, Living Traditions Homestead, Slightly Rednecked. Whiskey Tango Farms is a small farm that's just starting out, maybe last year. They're a quail business, and they're kind of recording their journey as well. And then we have over 400 quail videos that hopefully we can help you out with as well. But that's a couple at least. I lost my spot. Oh, Katie Bella Creation says, after a couple weeks of harmony, the attack started again. No changes. Food and water never ran out. Are they just evil? Couple of weeks of harmony, the attack started again. No, it's got to be environmental. If it was if it was behavioral, if it was that the quail was just a jerk, it wouldn't have been harmony at all. So it's got to be something environmental. Maybe did the weather change when the attack started again? You changed lighting? I would need a lot more information. I'd have to think about it too. That would probably be something that you need to get with me one-on-one on, and we'd have to... Unfortunately, the best way to fix issues is process of elimination. So in most instances, I can give you a Q&A. You ask the questions, I'll be able to answer. But in a question like this, that's a really good question, but that's more of a, we need to do process of elimination to find out what's going on. So that would be something you probably need to get with me on. Sorry. Katie Elmer says, at what age do you weigh and choose next generation males from your hatches? I was thinking wait until they are 10 weeks old. That would be fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We did that for years. Because we're a little larger now and we're shipping all over the US, we have kind of a different standard. But that would be completely fine, especially if you're growing for yourself or local. I don't think that that's a bad idea. We actually start at 4 weeks. And we start moving them around then. So, you know, a 4-week-old jumbo that doesn't weigh as much could catch up and even weigh more than most of them by week 10. But I still don't want it in my breeding program because there was something at the beginning of that didn't work. So I want them to be more consistent. Plus, if they are more consistent, because if they're smaller at 4 weeks, and then they get massive by 10, usually that means that they put on they put on more weight than their body developing. Like, I want their body to develop with their weight as they grow, if that makes sense. But that is something that we do because we ship a lot, this, that, and the other. So I don't think it's a bad idea to just weigh them at 8-10 weeks, pick out the biggest of the biggest. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Don Ray B is in the house. Terry says, woke up yesterday to find the Easter Bunny had left me baby quail for Easter. So far, 35 of those little cuties have hatched. We'll let you know final numbers next week. That is awesome. Congratulations. And best of luck to you. In case you missed the very beginning, I am going to start going a little bit faster, but at the end of this, I am going to do a rant, so you might not want to stay around. You might want to make fun of me. I don't know, but I am going to be doing a rant. But if we could get 11 more likes before I do this rant, I would greatly appreciate it. But it's been a while since I did a rant, and I think it's time. So, but hit the like button, support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Papa's Creation says, emailed you about buying quail eggs from your farm. What's your turnaround time? I responded to all emails today. I got completely caught up. I have no emails, no texts, no Facebook messages, no Myshire messages. Like, I am done until I get off here, and then there's going to be like 15. But I'm done for right now. So I did respond to that. But turnaround times vary. With standards, it's going to be, I'm just going to say up to 7 weeks. And for jumbos, it can be up to 11 weeks. But I am, believe me, I am working on it as fast as I can. Charlene White's in the house from Texas. Welcome. Glad you're here. Carissa and Cole says, can the kids enter the 18 under contest every month until they win? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Consistency. Consistency. It's a great thing to teach them. Richie says, good evening. Found a new laying hen standing in the corner of the pen dead. Vent looked swollen and red. Any idea what may have caused this? Egg bound. Could be. It could have been egg bound. It could have been prolapse. Found a new laying hen. Could be. It's hard to say. I would say that would be the most likely. It might not be. Probably. It was probably trying to lay an egg that it just wasn't ready for yet. I hate when that happens. Rare User says your website currently says 8 to 10 weeks for jumbo and 4 to 6 for standard. Great. Okay. Jenna was supposed to fix that. Oh, unless I didn't give her the note. Nope, I gave her the note. So that will change tonight. I did increase a little bit just to be safe because we're right at that mark right now. But Rare User, thank you very much. And that's probably more accurate than what it's going to say in a little bit. My cracked eggs dried up. Yeah, they can. Absolutely. Nelson says, I have 114 eggs going into lockdown tomorrow. First of my own eggs. Any last words of advice? No. Okay. Patience. You got to be patient. It's going to be okay. And just remember, no matter how it goes, which I am hoping and rooting for you that 113 hatch, you can't get greedy, right? You can't have all 114. But I'm hoping 113 hatch for you and it goes great. But if it doesn't, remember, it's a learning lesson and those are more valuable than success. So don't overthink it. Don't stress. And if you need help, you can always reach out. Aaron says, is it true that you can sex eggs by the shape? No, it is not. I wish I would make a whole lot more money if that was true. But that is not the case. And I wouldn't be having a male business. I wouldn't be having a falconer business. Just wouldn't hatch them out. S Fox says, when are more videos from Papa the Builder going to be available? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. He retired. He's doing his own thing. And he's not very patient when it comes to doing videos. He just wants to do it. And then afterwards says, I should have made a video. So I'm not too sure. But he is having the time of his life. He's doing his own thing. He's retired and well deserved. My cages are 18 inches. Is that too high? I'd put something underneath and make them 12 inches. The problem is if it's 12 inches and they get startled, they'll hit their head. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to hurt them. If they're 18 inches, they're going to get a lot more flight. They're going to hit their head, and then that causes issues. So, sorry. I'd put something down to make it 12. Good evening. Received my order of 25 jumbo eggs in Texas. It took the USPS 5 days to deliver. You sent 32 were cracked, so 28 in the incubator will update with you a hatch rate. Awesome. Congratulations. Best of luck to you, and good luck. And obviously keep me posted. But I'm glad that the 5 days is a little ridiculous. Should have been 3, but they're laid same day as shipped. So, I mean, they're still in the safe zone. But keep me posted. We'll make sure you get taken care of. Jeff says, hi, Zach. I ordered 50 Feather Sexible mix on March 27th. Would you have an ETA on those things? You would have to text me. I would need to look that up. I would need your order number to look that up for you, and I can get you an ETA. But I do believe it would be Saturday because I'm almost, not all the way, I'm almost to April. So you are coming up very quickly, but I can get you an actual ETA if you want to send me your order number. I probably won't answer until tomorrow. Braden says, have you ever experienced curled toes right after hatching? Yes, not for a while, but usually it's usually a humidity issue most of the time. It's usually because they hatch too late, meaning that they spent longer in the egg because the egg was not soft enough to break through. Now, it could be that the egg was just weak, or the chick inside was too weak to break through anyway, but usually curled toes means that it's one of the last ones to hatch, and it's usually because that specific egg did not have enough humidity. Usually, not always. Dennis says it's very uncommon for a hen to lay 2 eggs a day on an irregular interval. I would say it is uncommon. It can happen. I think uncommon's a very good word. I don't think it's rare, but it's not common either. So I like your verbiage there. I like uncommon. I like it. Victoria says, can you all make like a feed gene bundle with all the feed you have or most of the feed gene quail? Yes, we actually have the cage for that already, but I am not comfortable adding new colors or varieties to the website until I get these orders out. But yeah, we've got two new colors, two new colors, two new options, and God, by the time I get caught up, we might even have the third new color out. And that one is going to be my favorite. It's ridiculous. Awesome. But yeah, we can offer that. If you do want that before I offer it, you can always order the rare mix on the website and just put in just fees. And we can do that for you. But we'll actually have that option as soon as I can get caught up. But right now, that cage is being used to get more eggs out. You can get an allergy to crickets too. They're messier than mealworms, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Leah. I appreciate you sharing. I do not have the experience with that, and I haven't done mealworms in a long time, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Kelly Connect, welcome. Linda, welcome. Cheryl, Kentucky Girl says, hey, Zach, what can be used to feed quail if commercial feed becomes in short supply? I mean, a bunch of different things, but I don't think that that's going to be an issue. I think there's always going to be a chicken scratch, a chicken layer. I don't think we're going to get that bad. I think it's a massive, massive industry, and forces stronger than this, that, and the other are not going to let that happen. But with that being said, I mean, you can do a bunch of different things. There's oyster shell, there's mealworms, there's soldier flies, there's, cucumbers, there's stuff from the garden, there's fodder, there's, stuff like that. I'm not qualified to do a video on that, but I am hoping, and it's going to be a tough sell, but I'm hoping that the PhD doctor that customized our feed is going to be speaking at QuailCon. I'm hoping that while she is here, she will do a video on that, but that's kind of counterproductive because of what she does. So I don't know if she would do it, but she would be great to answer it. So we'll see how that goes. Do the male Egyptian fees have a speckled collar? No. I have 3-week-olds that have mostly white bellies, but have speckles up closer to their neck. Others have full spotted breasts. Yeah, those spots will go within the next 4 or 5 days. They won't be there anymore. So they're just a couple days behind schedule. But yeah, they'll be completely gone. It's a good question, the wife. Veronica says, does double stacking affect hatch rate? As long as you've got the right airflow, it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have a strong enough fan or not enough fans or whatever, then yeah, it can affect it a lot. We had an issue in the Gigantor. Some of the fans were not working like they should, and we didn't catch it. And then we caught it when we were candling the double stacked, and we noticed that the bottom was much worse than the top, and even lower than our average. And we were like, what is it's because it didn't have enough airflow through it because the fans weren't working right. So it can, but not usually, as long as everything's working correctly. And we still double stack to this day. Have you helped a hen through Prolapse eggbound? How do you fix it? You can, and really it sounds bad, but really push it back in gently. We don't, but we've done that before. Usually it fixes itself, to be honest with you. If you see it, you take it out, put it in a small little cage. Within a few hours, fixes itself. In fact, if it doesn't fix itself, then no matter what you do, it's probably not going to help anyway. Hong Kak says, do you know why some quail that hatch can't walk? It could be a lot of different issues. It could be scrambled, it could be hatch late, it could be weak chick, it could be cold, it could be they were in the incubator too long. It could be that they were in the incubator too short of a time. It could be that they didn't turn correctly. I mean, it literally could be a lot of different things, unfortunately. But if you have a quail that hatched that can't walk, I would assume it probably hatched super late, and one of the last ones that hatched. I might have missed it. Any update on the tests within different incubators? I don't have any eggs to do that right now. I apologize, but I even if it's 30 eggs, like I can't use 30 eggs when I know people are waiting on eggs. So those are just put on hold until I can get caught up for you guys. I'm sorry. Redneck Ranger says, okay, question. I got 2 Govies and a mercury thermometer gauge in addition to the built-in digital farm innovator 4250. They all read different. The Govies differ from 4 to 5 degrees. How do you trust here? Who do you trust here? It's a good question. I would do one thing first, and that is, well, first of all, I wouldn't trust the farm innovator. I would trust the mercury temperature and the Govies. If I had to pick, I'd probably pick the mercury thermometer. I mean, those are about as accurate as you can get. But what I would do is, it might not be the thermometers being bad, it might be a circulation issue. So what I would do, and someone tried this and it worked extremely well, is you can go buy those cans where you can like spray the laptop and get in between the keys, the air. Take one of those and spray out your fan. Because if you use your incubator as a hatcher, you get all that dust and dander and all that stuff gets in the fan. It's just not working as properly. So blow that out and then take a towel or a blanket and wrap your incubator to help insulate it. And I bet you would get closer numbers. Do quail need medicated feed like chickens or vaccinations? Nope, they do not. You can feed them medicated feed. I would suggest the natural medication if you're going to do that, but unmedicated would be completely fine too. Why is the normal ratio of hens to roost? What is the normal ratio of hens to roosters? I recommend 5 hens to every 1 male. 5 hens to 1. Yep, I said that right. My 15 jumbo wilds look like there is only 2 roosters after 2 weeks old. The rest have speckled breasts. Actually, a lot of the roosters will have they all have speckled breasts. And then, so the speckled breast is like this. And then at about 2.5 to 3.5 weeks old, that speckled breast starts fading away. So you'll have more males, I promise. The Blazing Bee says, you didn't write down the hatch rate before because you were going to see if more... Oh, okay. I did write it down. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Dr. Connie says, with power outages, I now have a jumper box for jump starting a car, but you can also plug something into it when the power goes out. That's a great idea as well. Thank you, Dr. Connie. Little Ridge Farms in the house. Welcome. Glad everybody's here. Jane Moore says hardware cloth. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea as far as predator proofing. I don't think that's a bad idea. I was thinking that as well. My only concern with that is it sounds like it got in between the cage and the tray. And so if you hardware cloth that, then you would have to unhook it every time you take the tray out. And that's really annoying. Well, unless you make a slit, you could do that. Well, actually, you could just put sheet metal right there and just cut out where the tray comes in and out. Wouldn't be a horrible idea, too. That would be great. Driftless Outdoor says, when I get my jumbo mix and hatch them out, I was wondering if I should keep a particular breed for breeding roosters. Concerned about mixing breeds with the genetics get will the genetics get muddled? I wouldn't. If you're doing a jumbo mix, they're not going to be related at all. So you really won't have any issues, every 2 or 3 years, take the Egyptian, the Egyptian male and put him with your jumbo wilds for 1 generation, and take your white to your white wing or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't overthink that. I think that would be fine, especially since you got the jumbo mix. Michael Burton says, is he giving away eggs again for every time he says he's sorry? No, Not anytime soon. Dear Lord. We'll do it again, but not now. Sorry. Let's see. Victoria, Texas is in the house. Welcome. 160-acre homesteads in the house. Welcome. Juan Duran's in the house. Welcome. Jeff Martin says raccoons do not like a small double wire fence. One wire about 5 inches up and the next about 12 inches up keeps them out of my garden. There you go. Thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that. Perry Quail Farm says evening all. Welcome. 85 Jim 19 says for the raccoons I put a piece of 1x2 wire 3-4 inches below the cage. Raccoons aren't able to reach through and grab at the same time. There you go. No one likes my sheet metal idea. You know, just put it on there and then just cut out where the tray is in and out, and then there's no space. And it's slippery. And you can pressure wash it. Ooh. Let's see. Carrie says, I have a livestock guardian dog. Great Pyrenees. He keeps everything that doesn't belong in our yard out. There you go. There's an idea. Jay Moore says, was thinking about something like that to have another layer distance away to keep them safe. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I think those are great ideas. Since my real name is Robin Holly, how about Holy? It would be Holy. Robin Holy. How about Holy Quail? I like it. I like it. I like it. Since you're in Texas, Texas is a very prideful state. Like everybody that's in Texas is proud to be a Texan. It would be kind of cool if you could incorporate that as well. You know, like Holy Texan Quail or something. I like that too. I think that's a great idea. I like it. I would get zapped probably with, oh, you're not talking to me. Little Heathen Farms, like the name. On the color package on the 50 count, how many colors can I expect? I usually try to put at least 10 in there. At least. Usually more, but... Ooh, Quest of the Holy Quail. I like that. I like it. That could be one of your options. Like your mixed option. It could be Quest of the Holy Quail. That's cool. I like that. Carrie says, I finally named our farm WL Farm. It is named after my late son. It just felt right. There you go. That is awesome. And I don't think there's any, I think that's the best names is something that's just very, very powerful and unique to you. I think that's great. A lot of vineyards use electric wire stands to keep raccoons out. I've been planning on using that technique around my chicken coop. There you go. Don Ray B says, or make a very small shed of mesh wire around the Winola cage to keep raccoons out. There you go. Solar powered poultry fence to protect against raccoons. A lot of ideas. JL. Jacqueline Moore was my mother's maiden name, GL. There you go. There's something too. Probably the wire I will work instead of electric. There you go. Ever notice your quail running in circles in the cage? No. I'll notice sometimes they start running in circles. Funny but strange. I have not noticed that. That is kind of that is kind of weird. They don't do it all the time, right? Like just randomly. Like a dog chasing its tail. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Southeast Tennessee here. Quail are laying, bees are buzzing. Life is good. There you go. Three boys bees. Yeah, I had a bee fiasco this week. So it's a little too soon. I don't know if I'm willing to talk about it yet. So we'll see if they survive. Woke up early this morning and looked out my window, and the cows broke the fence, and guess where they went and knocked over? Yep, my beehive. While it was snowing. I almost killed 7 cow this morning. I mean, I was furious. Like, I have not been that mad in so long. So long I haven't been that upset. And it's just kind of ruined my whole day, to be honest. Anyways, Aaron says you need to get a dry erase board on the wall to your right with current shipping times. You know, I've tried that, but there's such a glare. Maybe I should do a chalkboard. Maybe I could try a chalkboard. know why I didn't think of chalkboard. I did try the dry erase, and it glared, and you couldn't see it, or you saw it. It was weird. Just went to your website to order jumbo wild eggs, and it said out of stock. Is there a certain? They're not out of stock. They're not out of stock. They can't be. They can't be out of stock. That is weird. Get out of that tab, open a new one, and if you have that issue again, just text me. My phone number is on the website at the bottom, and I'll send you a link, but that's weird. That should not have been the issue. Yeah, I had numerous orders today, like 35 of them. Maybe it was just a glitch for a second. Josh's Punk Rock Garden says, I also had some quail hatch on Easter. Very cool. Congratulations. I do want to get with someone from BYC and see how their Easter hatch did. I know I sent some of those out. David says, power's back on. Awesome. Good luck. And I wish you all the best. Natasha says, my first lockdown on my first hatch is tomorrow, and any tips would be appreciated. Don't overthink it. Temperature stays the same. Humidity rises, and just remember that you raise the humidity so that the eggs soften so that they can break through. And yeah, I think you got it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or you can feel free to text me. If you go into lockdown tomorrow, is that what you said? My first lockdown on my first hatch is tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow's Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I would say if you're not getting any hatches by maybe Thursday evening, feel free to reach out to me, and maybe we can try to troubleshoot for you and try to get those to hatch. But I think you're going to do great. Christine says, what are the suggested temp and humidity suggested for incubation? What I suggest is 99.5 degrees, so 99 to 100 degrees the entire time, incubation and lockdown. For the first 14 days, they're in incubation, which means they're rotating the eggs. The humidity should be around 40 to 45%. And at lockdown, you take the turner out, you just lay them down flat, you keep the temperature the same, you increase humidity. I personally like about 70%. Actually, if you want to know what I do, is all that, and then I put them in a lockdown, and I do 70% humidity for day 15, 16, and partial of day 17. On day 17, I actually increase it to 75%, and I let those go until day 19, and then I increase it another 10% just for 2 days, just to see, and usually I get some stragglers. So I increase humidity as I go. So like the range is 65 to 70. So like you can start with 65 and then add like 5% a day, help it that way as well. Do you harvest your extra males? If so, what's the usual time frame for harvesting? I harvest ours at 8 weeks old. And yes, we do a lot of those. Let's see. Art's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Crazy Chicken Lady says, I have a quail that I need to tell apart. How do I band them? The bands I got are too big, and where do I put the band? Usually around the leg is best. And if they are too big and the feet, slip through it, you can use a rubber band. Just keep wrapping around there until it's not tight, but it won't fall off. Or you can use a zip tie, but just be real careful with the zip ties because the leg continues to grow and that zip tie doesn't move and it can turn out to be a disaster. So you just got to keep changing that out is another option. Also, you can actually have some fun and paint the toenails and that lasts quite a while as well. We've done all of those actually. It's a good question. Crazy Chicken Lady says, I've just been using a black permanent marker. There you go. Brent Vaughn is in the house. What temp do I want to keep my brooder box at? It's a great question. Actually, I have a video called Why Are My Chicks Dying? If you type that into the search bar on YouTube, Why Are My Chicks Dying by Myshire Farm, that'll show up. You can watch that, and there's two different ways to do it. But long story short, the technical answer is it's supposed to be 99 degrees the first day you put them in there, and you decrease that a half a degree a day after that. But there's a much easier process, but I can't really explain that to you right now. But it is in that video that you can check out. But visually, you can watch them and know what you need. But it goes into that if you want to know more about that one. Victoria Texas says, my first eggs from Myshire hatched April 31st, 2021. The birds will be a year old in a couple of weeks. Very cool. Congratulations. Coming up on your 1-year anniversary. Art says, are Manchurian males less noisy than Jumbo Browns or Italians? No, they're about the same. Jumbo Wilds really don't. They probably are more quiet. I don't know. I don't know that for sure. I don't know. Jay Moore says, crazy. Oh, not talking to me. Not talking to me. For bands, I use colored zip ties. There you go. I just make sure it's just not as tight. Okay. Michael says, Quail Quest Farm. Hope everybody had a great Easter. The chicks I like the name, Quail Quest Farm. The chicks I'm buying were born this weekend. Yay, Easter chicks. Have you ever used fermented feed? I have not. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think that I have too many quail to be able to do fermented feed. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think you're going to use less feed, which is nice, but it's just extra work. And then I go through like 350 pounds of feed a day. So it just wouldn't work for me, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Debbie at She Shed Homestead just donated $5 to QuailCon. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we hit over 120 likes, so thank you very much for that as well. At what age would you band them, or when they won't grow more and make the band tight? Well, they'll always grow. So I've learned that the hard way as well. They'll always grow. They're kind of like me. The older they get, the wider they get. It depends on what you're doing. Usually I didn't band them until they were about 8 weeks old. Personally, I like the rubber band the most. Jenna liked the nail polish the most. We did use the permanent marker a couple of different times, and that worked fine. Betsy says, new at raising quail. I ended up having 5 males. I put 5 hens to 1 male, put the rest in another cage. They are fighting. How can I get them to stop fighting? If you can put a blanket or a tarp around the cage and make it dark, that'll completely stop it. Redneck Ranger says, what's the best way to set up a time to do after action review or discuss an issue? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But if you have questions, you can always text me, I think is what you're asking. I don't know. You can always text me if you have questions. Woman of Spirit says, whoever was asking about the raccoon problem getting in their quail cage, go to Perma Pastures Farm on YouTube. The man's name is Billy, and he sells a product that he makes. It's called bone sauce. Very cool. Thank you very much. Jay Moore says, oh, not talking to me. I'm having problems with my baby's legs being bowed. Being bowed. That is quail? I don't think I've ever seen a bowed-legged quail before. I wouldn't mind seeing a bowed-legged quail, I don't think. Be kind of interesting. Brent says, thank you. Had my first batch hatch about 3 weeks ago. Had 18 out of 25 hatch. Have lost 10 of the ones that I hatched. Interesting. All right, so, yes. Verna, nope. Ed got bait, already did it. Let's see, who asked that? Brent, first of all, great hatch rate. We just got to fix your brooder. Not a big deal. Watch the video link that Ed got bait put underneath. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 comments below your question. That video will help. But the one thing that's not in there, and I need to redo the video, if you're grinding your feed, stop immediately. Do not grind. That'll fix your issue as well. I hate that you lost 8 of them already. That's a lot. If you're on here, if you have an issue like that, like I don't know how to say this. I appreciate the thought of you guys saying, you know, I know you're busy. I don't want to bother you. This, that, and the other. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But if you're having loss of chicks or a problem with the incubator, something that's kind of more time sensitive, it's still going to take me a little time to get to you. But I would much rather you contact me and we try to fix the issue. That is something that just text me. It might take me some time, but we will figure out the issue and we will get them, because I hate that you lost 8. But yeah, I mean, feel free to reach out as well. Bone sauce can even deter bear. I have not heard that. I will have to check that out. When will we see the genetics Rue video? Oh, I think that was the other video I was supposed to do. God, I don't know. It's right here on my list. I prioritized the other videos because I thought that would help people more. It is on my list. If I can get to it this week, I'll post it this week. Next week is ridiculous on how busy I am. Like, I'm already dreading my to-do list for next week. This week's bad, but next week's awful. So I'm hoping that I can spend the day on Sunday and just do a ton of videos for the next 2 weeks. And obviously that'll be one of them. So within the next few weeks, hopefully next week, maybe this week. It won't take me that long. I just got to find the time. It's coming, I promise. Are quail less susceptible to AI than chickens? Yes. The answer to that question is yes. Because they're not on the ground, because they're usually kept in a cage, because majority of the time they're already inside, they will be less susceptible, yes. Would coloring the eggs for Easter prevent them from hatching? Yes. Have you ever used quail eggs to fertilize plants? Quail eggs? Yeah. Well, not... We've used the egg shells. We put those in the garden. And you know, plants and all that stuff. I've heard an egg in the hole using chicken eggs, but how effective are quail eggs? Oh, I've never tried that. No, we use like the crushed up eggshells that hatch out. We'll crush those up and put them in the garden and in the planters and things like that. But I've never actually used a quail egg. Interesting. Can you forage feed pasture quail? You know, you could. Yes, they will need some supplement, but they do eat a lot of stuff on the ground. But keeping them safe would be the problem with that. But like a tractor supply, not a tractor supply, like a chicken tractor, we used that when we first started, and they eat very little of feed that we gave them, and they ate what was around them, but they weren't as productive, and obviously you can't have that many and things like that. So there's pros and cons. Josh's Punk Rock Garden says it's common to get a fab fee out of pearls. I have a couple that look like fab fees I hatched in the past, like Pharaoh, but the yellow is lighter. If you ordered them from us, yeah, you could get, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot. Is it common to get a fab? Yes, it is common to get a fab fee from the pearls if you ordered them. Possibly 2 if you ordered a 60 count with how we do the breeding program. Yeah. I'm really against the inbreeding thing. Like, I really don't like it. Like, I feel like it's my job to make sure that we don't inbreed so that you can for years and not have issues. It's a different topic. Mine like zucchini is a treat in summer, but seasonal and not complete. There you go. How important is food grade buckets of water? Pretty important. Water's pretty important. Yeah. Let's see, just met my first quail this morning. Currently watching the others hatch out. Myshire egg order. What a difference from chickens. We'll give you the totals when finished. Thank you so much, Zach. That is awesome. Congratulations and best of luck to you. And I hope many more hatch. Can you feed fermented to quail? Yep, absolutely you can. If your quail test positive for AI, can they test clear after quarantine or must they be destroyed? And is AI 100% deadly in quail? AI is 100% deadly in quail. And because they are in such close quarters, if one gets it, yeah, they're all going to go for sure. That's nice. I can't allow anything on the farm. I mean, that's a great idea, but I can't bring any eggs on the farm. It's a good idea. Oh, I'll be stopping by tomorrow as well for giving you that stuff. Tyler's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Let's see. Matthew is in the house. Welcome. Zelda D's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for the answers. Not a problem, Hong Kak. David Lister says calibrate your Goby with the mercury thermometer. Absolutely. Zelda D's in the house. Welcome. Eremos Homestead. I hope I said that correctly. Hello all. Just joined the club of incubating. Awesome. Congratulations and best of luck to you. Found 48 eggs local and I'm using them as a test for the new incubator and I am looking at feed right now. That is awesome. Well, it sounds like you're well on your way, so congratulations. Crazy Chicken Lady says, anyone know where I can buy a quail carrier with a rubber top so I can put them in a box and take them out without flight? Honestly, you can just use like a post office box. But no, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm sorry. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. Thank you very much, Don Ray. I appreciate that. We're at 157 likes. I really do appreciate all your guys' support. Thank you. I put all my thermometers together to check accuracy and then put them in different locations. I have 4 shelves and move fans to get them close. There you go. That's a great idea. If your quail test, we answered that one. Yep, absolutely. Holy Quails of Texas. I like that one, Cheryl. Good job. Whispering Pines, Caternix Quail says, hello, everyone. Hope your weather is better than up here in Minnesota. Just got 5 inches of snow today. But just put 120 of my quail eggs in the incubator today, so hoping for lots of babies. Well, best of luck to you, and I'm sure you'll do great. Genuine Toe Tag says, have you ever breeded something out and you couldn't figure out the pairing? No, there's always a way to go back. There's always a way. Sometimes it does take a little bit more brain power, but no, there's always a way to test it. It's a good question. Ranger says, Ranger Grove in Canton, Texas. Welcome. Glad you're here. Matthew's in the house. How about airsoft sentry guns for the raccoons? There you go. Katie says, I'm sorry about the bees. I would be so mad. I was furious. Furious. They're not my cows. Deborah says Egyptian Fee order 25 received 31 cracked on arrival, 29 in incubator, 11 clear when candled, and 16 hatched. Let's see, 27. It's not a bad hatch. Thank you for letting me know. I was trying to look at it. Deborah, I do believe that you're going to be hatching some more shortly. Just a suggestion on what I would recommend is doing the same thing, insulating your incubator. I would put a towel around it the entire time. I'm wondering if that would help. I do know that you got them in the post office wasn't great, so as far as the weather and all that goes. I would put a towel around it and see if you can insulate it a little bit more and see if that helps. But please keep me posted. And that still wasn't too bad. Richard says, did the queen make it? I do not know. I filled up the sugar and they were cold. I mean, it was snowing out. It was cold. So I don't want to bother them for a day or two. There's not much I can do anyway, so I'm going to let them rest. And then Wednesday and Thursday, it's supposed to be really sunny and nice weather out. That's when I'll get in there and see how it goes and clean it all out. There was a lot more alive than what I thought, but man, they were cold. They were cold and not happy at all. Is this a bee rant? It is not. It is not a bee rant. Can you say happy birthday to Brian? He's a big fan. Happy birthday, Brian. Glad you're here, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great birthday. What percentage do you like your humidity during hatching? During lockdown, I kind of said it before, but I like to start off at 70 and then move up to 75 and then move up to 80. 80's a little too high than what I can recommend, but that's what I do. So maybe you start off on day 15, 16 on day at 65%, and then day 17 and 18 you move it to 70. Day 19 and 20 you move it to 75. That's what I do. A little bit different, but that's what I do. Can you get Italians from Manchurian and Pharaoh? Yes, you can. Zelda D says, we had 60 quail hatch for Easter and leghorn and giant jerseys. Very cool. Congratulations. Steven says, 59 Tibetans in lockdown in the morning. Awesome. Congratulations. And best of luck. It sounds like it's going to go great for you. Ron Tuism says, I raised Bob Whites years ago, and your bird's about the same or easier to raise. It's a great question. I think they're easier to raise and better to raise, but I'm a little prejudiced, so I like Eternix. Hobby Farm says, hey Zach, my quail still have not laid eggs, and I do have to get them, give them a sand bath. They are 7 week. I have had them February 30th, and they still have not laid eggs. I don't know. I give them oyster. I mean, you're still only at 7 weeks. Make sure that you've got 16 to 18 hours of light a day. I mean, it could be a lot of stuff. And they're still young. What I would do is make sure that they're getting 16 to 18 hours of light a day. Make sure that there's 3 quail per square foot. Preferably that you've already went through them and do 5 hens to 1 male. And just give it some more time. But those are the things first that I would check. Can you go over breeding for autumn amber? Yeah, you just want to use the Ruse gene with Italians and you'll get autumn ambers, but there's a video on our YouTube channel on our playlist. It's called All About the Colors. There's one about autumn ambers. It goes into what they look like, how to sex them, and how to make them. But you can use scarlet with Italian or Egyptian with Italian, anything with the Ruse gene and Italian, and you'll start getting autumn ambers because the autumn amber is the Ruse dilute of Italians. Shells, and they have not laid yet. Yeah, those are the things that you need to check out. On another channel, a suggestion from a viewer was to put warm wax on an egg that was cracked if they wanted to hatch it. What do you think? I think that's okay. I would just pitch it. I don't think it's a horrible idea. I think you can go either way, and I think it's personal preference. But with that being said, I'm a little bit more cautious than what other people might be. And so it just worries me, like if I'm putting a known cracked egg in there, like if it's a slight fracture, like it's not even all the way through, then that would be fine. But if there's like a crack, it's just not worth it to me because, you know, bacteria can get in there, and incubators are obviously warm and high humidity, and you're just asking for, you know, just bacteria to grow and grow and grow. So it just scares me, but I don't think it's a horrible idea to do that. It's just not for me. Hopefully I answered that okay. Ninja Tortoise says Brian wants to go to QuailCon for his birthday. There you go. I'd love to meet you. They don't need heat. They're at 7 weeks old. Hobby Farm, they don't need heat. And they don't need 24/7 light either, which is probably the issue. 16 hours of light, no heat. what I would do. Why are my quail glowing? I don't know. I've never seen a glowing quail. It's kind of scary, to be honest. Okay, I took it out a week ago and they are doing okay, but still no eggs. Do I have to give them sand bath? You don't have to give them sand bath, and anytime you change anything, you got to give them at least 2 weeks. So patience is the key here. New home built incubator set 99, low 97.7, high 99.8, humidity 40% with none added. First evening in the incubator, do I need to adjust in any way? Yeah, that 97.7 is way too low. We need to get more consistency with the heat, which usually means adding a fan since it's a home built one. Maybe you meant 99.7. If you meant 99.7, then no, you're good to go. It is light. Yeah, you're having a light issue. Can I put newborn chicks with older chicks? I can only recommend that you can put them, I mean, it's not ideal you put them together, but if you need to, you can put 1 week separate. So like baby chicks and 1 week olds, or 1 week olds and 2 weeks old. But anything over that, they just grow so fast, it's not a great idea to do anything else. So if you've got 2 week old chicks and newborn chicks, you really shouldn't put them together. They're going to get trampled on and bullied on and things like that. They'll be the last to eat, this, that, and the other. But 1 week apart would be fine. Also, they're outside, they're on the ground, which means they're gonna start laying late because they're not confined into a cage. So, I mean, everything you're saying says that they won't start laying until about 9 or 10 weeks old. So you just got to be patient. You can try it. It's a hit or miss, Jordan. We've done it before, and we've done it a couple different times. It's worked out most of the time because we were just running out of space, and they were like research stuff, so it's not like we could just use a brooder for 30 chicks that we were researching. But there was an incident that the 2 week olds were like, what are these pipsqueaks? And then it didn't go well. So now I'm cautious about it. But it has went well before. So you could do it, just keep an eye on it. But ideally, it's just a 1 week apart. Let's see. I let one quail loose in the yard for 5 minutes. She looked poorly until my cat came pounding her from 50 feet away. Once back in the cage, she cheered right up. Instant healing. There you go. Do you manage all of the quail by yourself? It's a family business. I mean, me, my wife, and then we've got one person that lives here, George. He's my right hand. It's us three that do the business, the quail farm, yeah. The Blazing Bee says, I check my Govia accuracy by putting it in a Ziploc and put it in the bowl with ice and a little water. It should breed 32 degrees. There you go. I guess I need to purchase some random eggs for Ruse so I don't get some in breeding. It's really not that big of a deal. You don't have to worry about it. It's okay. Hello, what size mesh do you recommend for cage floors for jumbos? 1 by 2. I like the 1 by 2. Quarter-inch for flooring is not ideal. Not 1 by 2. What am I saying? 1 by half. I am so sorry. Who asked me that? BB, please, I'm very sorry. 1 by half. Why did I say 1 by? Oh, it's because I just bought 1 by 2 wire. Yeah, 1 by half. We did half by half before, and it's not a long-term thing. 1 by half is great. Quarter-inch, the poop won't go through. Matthew says, if you need to help relocate your cows, I can help you move them. Thank you. I would love for you to take them. They're not mine, though. So that's unfortunate. But if they were, they would be getting butchered very quickly. Believe you me, because I am done with them. They've broken the fence at least 12 times in the past 3 weeks. And even though they're not mine, guess who has to keep dealing with it? So I hate cows, which is a real big bummer because I'm a very strong believer in steak. So, Charles says, hello from Tampa, welcome. I just feel sorry for the quail when their feet get stuck sometimes with the 1/2 inch. The grow outs don't get stuck with that. I've never seen a grow out get stuck on 1 by 1/2 or 1/2 by 1/2. Hi Zach, what is your advice on removing aggressive quail, male and female? I would hate to call quail if it's just a pecking order. Well, a couple things you want to check out is 1, make sure that there's 3 quail per square foot. Make sure that there's 5 hens to every 1 male. If neither one of those are correct, then you are going to have some, not necessarily aggression, but overbreeding at least. But for example, let's say that you have 1 quail per square foot because people think that's more humane. It's not, because then they become territorial, which people take as aggressive, but they're not. They're just trying to be territorial. If you give them 3 quail per square foot, they're not territorial, and that aggression goes away. So 3 quail per square foot, 5 hens to 1 male. Make sure those are correct first. If you're having an issue, take them out. Take the aggressor out, put them in a box where it is dark for about 2 to 3 hours. Then open the box, put them back in, and that should fix the issue. If it doesn't, then maybe switch them out. Let's see. One quail has a backwards leg. How do I go about calling it? I did a video called, I don't remember what it's called. Bloodless Call. Thank you very much, Ed Got Bait. It's called Bloodless Call. Now, I'm not showing you how to dispatch chicks, but it is the same exact process. You just pull the neck out just a little, not a lot, and then you squeeze down. You're going to, in between the shoulder blade and the throat, you're going to break, or you're going to just push down. You're going to feel a pop, and that's it. And it's the most humane way to do it, in my opinion. One quails, Louis says, just bought Jumbo Wild, shipping estimate. Jumbo Wilds are 9 to 11 weeks out. Oh, it might be 8 to, it's 9 to 11 weeks out. But Jenna will send, it will, the website automatically will send you an email within, probably already, within the next hour or so. It'll automatically send you an email from Jenna at myshirefarm.com, and it'll give you a ETA on there, an estimate. Victoria Tech says, I had serious fighting issue with 3 males. Best thing to do is get rid of the aggressor immediately or separate them completely until you hatch eggs. There you go. Jess Sabin says, hello from Colorado. My Myshire eggs, my Myshire jumbos are 5 weeks old. I just separated Ruse and hens. What are some quick tips for picking the best Ruse to keep for breeding? Weight. Chest. Make sure that there's no weird chest coloration. And obviously you want to do an overall look of the bird. So make sure that the beak looks okay. It's not overgrown or anything like that. The eyes look okay. The legs look proportionate. Yeah, that's the word. Proportionate to the rest of the body. That's about it. Let's see. Mark's in the house from Tennessee. Welcome. Deborah says, is 57% humidity too high before lockdown? Yes. Yep. You'll drown the eggs. If you can't get it to low, then just completely empty the incubator and do a dry hatch, and just don't add water until lockdown. Low humidity is really not a big deal during incubation. High humidity during incubation is a big deal. Low humidity at lockdown is a huge deal. High humidity at lockdown is not so much of a big deal, so they flip-flop. Little Heathen Farm says, I have 117 Jumbo Browns going into lockdown tomorrow, which is the same day I should be getting my 50 color mix from Myshire. Do egg turners need a break between hatching? Nope, they'll do the job. And best of luck to you. I wish you all the best. Can you use range over Italian? Yeah, absolutely you can. Christine says, bee shelter, hog panel, greenhouse for framing around them with chicken wire over top, bee can fly through. Yeah, I'll have to do, I mean, the cows are not supposed to be anywhere near there. And of course, they've never been over there before, ever. Like, ever. They've never been over there. This one time. So, yeah, I'll have to put some stuff up. Probably get newbies. I don't know. Can you turn the live videos into podcasts? I don't know how to do that. It'd be kind of cool, though. I'd like to do it one day. Just saw the Bloodless Call one. Now I have a new method. There you go. Bill says, Quest of the Holy Quail. Do you know the story from Exodus? And it came to pass that even the quail came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay around. There you go. See? I just checked and I have 1x1 hardware cloth. Will that be okay? I mean, I've never tried it. I like the 1x1/2. I think the 1x1 is going to be a little too difficult for them. I think you're going to have egg issues. I think you're going to have feed issues. I wouldn't try it. I don't think so. Sorry. You could use the 1x1 on the sides, though, and the top. Do you have to have a red light for brooder? No, you do not. I have a standard white heat lamp, which works fine for my chicks, but we'll be the first with quail. Nope, we've used the white one for a long, long time. In fact, we'll be talking about that in a video tomorrow, so stay tuned. Had my quail, lamb steak and goat steak is not as good as cow steak. That's inaccurate, Verna. Let's see. Carissa says, had my quail quit laying after I got them from my dad. We had a sand bath for them, took it out, and in 2 days, a few started laying now. Awesome. Usually when you move them, it takes about 2 weeks for them to start again. When do you lower the amount of quail from 6 to 3? At 3 weeks old is when I changed them from 6 per square foot to 3 per square foot. How long does an order of quail eggs take after the order to ship? After the order to ship. What? How long does an order of quail eggs take after the order ships? Well, if it's after the order ships, then it usually takes the post office 2 to 3 days. But it's the post office. If you're ordering, it could be, I mean, if it's jumbos, it could be up to 11 weeks. If it's mixes or standard colors, it could be up to 6 weeks. But I mean, they'll still be laid same day. I'm just super behind. BB says, glad I asked before I build the cages. They have 1/2x1 at Tractor Supply. Yep, absolutely. Actually, there's try Critter. I think it's just critterfence.com. It's a fence company that usually just does like rabbit cages, like rabbit fencing. But that's where I'm buying all my wire now. They seem to be cheap. They're really fast. I do believe, and I don't know for sure, but I do believe that it's like a family owned and operated company. Zach, different strokes for different folks. LOL, I'm not fond of beef steak. There you go. I mean, I think there's something wrong if you don't like steak, and I think it's wrong if you don't eat medium rare. But Jenna, not a big meat eater. She'll eat it, but doesn't eat medium rare, and I think that we should get her checked out. But she says no. So I know you have to answer before, but I can't find it. What weight for Jumbo Roo at 8 weeks? There is a playlist called the Jumbo Breeding Program, and it's a week by week weight. So you can go to that week 8 and it'll show you what the I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Last question, can you use range over Manchurian? Yes. Yeah. For Autumn Amber, you're not going to get better results. I mean, Italian would be better, but yeah, you could do that. Repeat the critter fence. Hold on just a second. Tell me kindly to leave if they want their steak cooked more than medium rare, as Hank pill would right, absolutely. That is the last question. Let me look up that company real quick. I believe it's on my phone. Yep, it's critterfence.com. CRITTERFENCE.com. And it's free shipping over $99. I don't know if you can see that or not. So, so there you go. All right, so thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I am going to do a small little rant real quick. If you are new, or actually, I don't think I've done a rant for like almost a year. So if you haven't been watching me for more than a year, you have not heard one of my rants. And I'm trying to not do my rants as much because every time I do a rant, Jenna gets emails and then she yells at me because I shouldn't do rants. So I haven't, but I'm going to. It's time. So here we go. Before I do that, just so you know, I really appreciate everybody showing up. I will be back Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back next Monday at 8. And then that next week, I'll be at Homesteaders of America on that Sunday. And I'll be back that Monday. But I'll let you know all that. We do have some really good videos coming out this week. So make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I've got George the Builder talking about a new watering system. I've got a best practices, and we got some other stuff coming along. So I'm very excited about that. But, okay. I'm going to start my rant. If you're not interested in the rant, I would probably leave now. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so I feel, because if I say that, I can't be wrong because it's how I feel, right? I feel that I hate the way that our world is going. Overall, you know, I think that we're getting away of what's most important and we're taking the easy way out as a society. You know, I think that that's why it's so important to us, to me, to try to get the next generation involved and inspire them. And not just the next generation, people like me that just had no idea that this was a life that I could do. You know, it's very important to me to try to encourage others to become more self-sufficient. It's very, very important. And so when I don't see encouragement and I see the opposite, it irritates me because I think that's exactly what's wrong with the way we're going, because we're not supporting each other. Now, I'm not saying you, I'm saying overall society in general, right? Now, with that being said, that bothers me a lot. That's one of my pet peeves. One of my biggest pet peeves is lying. I can't stand lying. I hate lying. It drives me crazy. And then the most I grew up in church, and I grew up and lying was bad, and lying talks about your character, and lying, you know, I mean, if you can't trust somebody, then I mean you can't have a relationship with them. But above all that, I loathe gossiping. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. That's why I just don't say anything. You know, if somebody wants to talk crap, I don't care. I just don't care. But I'm not getting into it. But I don't like when people don't know me and they're being lied to about me. That I don't like. I don't like that. So There are some rumors going around, and they are false, and they are completely fictional, and they're really starting to upset me. Now, I had 16 people comment or message me today, or call or text about said rumors. And I was talking to one of them, and I was explaining to them the reason I don't say anything, or the reason I don't get involved, is for two reasons, two main reasons. Three. One, I'm a business, so I should be held to a higher standard. So I can't be personal, okay? Two, I want this to be an example for how I want my children to run this business when I leave, when I'm gone. And whether I'm dead tomorrow or I run this business for the next 30 years and they take it over, I want them to be able to look back and say, nope, this is the way it's done. That's very, very important to me. And third, about 7% of my YouTube views, according to YouTube, are under 18. And we have a decent following for young people that are trying to be more self-sufficient, trying to learn how to be entrepreneurs, you know, getting involved with the community. And that's wonderful, that we need more of that. And I think that I feel a responsibility to be a good example. Now, I don't know if I am, I'm not worthy of being an example, but if they're watching me, then I need to do the right thing, okay? So, with all that being said, the lies are ridiculous and delusional. I actually looked the word up, delusional, today, and it was very accurate. You should look up the word delusional, and it's pretty accurate. I dropship for one company. First of all, I have a contract with them that we signed years ago. So that's number one. Number two, they do not get priority. In fact, I got an email today that somebody wanted. I'll just read it to you. Hold on. Right here. So they send me an order, and I send them an ETA. It was for 30 mixed eggs. Their delivery date is, hold please. Their delivery date is 5/29. They ordered today. Today is April 18th. They do not go ahead of anybody else. They go in order, just like any other order does. So it is a first come, first serve basis. What drives me crazy is if you don't like the way I do something, that's okay. We can still get along, okay? If you don't like me as a person, then that's okay. We don't have to talk. If you want to make it your life's goal to talk crap and be negative, that's fine. I just don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to be around negativity. Life is too short for that crap. I want to be around positivity. I want to be around energetic, excited. I want to help people. And I can't help people if I'm focusing on the people that can't be helped or don't want to be helped or want to pull people down. I am not the type of person that's going to talk bad about someone to build myself up. I'm not going to use someone else as a stepping stone. So I just ignore it. But I don't like lies. So just so everybody's clear, it is a first come, first serve basis. We are extremely busy. Do you know why we're extremely busy? Well, I think it's because the way of the world is going. I think it's because of a lot of people getting involved with self-sufficiency. I think it's, I think that Living Traditions Homestead, because they're such a large channel, they really believe in us. We work together on certain things, and they have helped us out. I think it's because look, I am biased. So I think that we've got the best quality that anyone can offer you. But I'm biased. I'm aware of that. But I can guarantee you this. No one works harder than I do. No one puts in 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day every week to try to honestly do the best that I can for you. Do I fail? Yes. Do I make some mistakes? Yes. Could I try to do things differently, or should I do things differently? Probably. Do I need to update the website to make it more user friendly and have better? Yeah, absolutely. I can't afford it. I can't spend the money. I just can't do it right now. One day I'll break down and eventually do it. That's one thing that I kind of regret, but I'm not there yet. So is there things that we can improve on? Absolutely. But I am giving you my everything. If you don't want that, or if you want to go somewhere else, it's no hard feeling. It's okay. As long as you're getting into quail and you're trying to become more self-sufficient, then I support you. If you don't want to live that life, then I support you too. I really don't care. I don't want to say I don't care. I really am not judging. But what I don't like, and what I do judge, is people that don't know me or have not experienced me or have not talked to me, and they make these conclusions because of other delusional people saying just random dumb stuff. I just don't understand that. I don't get it. So, if you've got an issue, that's completely okay. I'm okay with that. We can still agree to disagree, or we can just agree to not talk to each other. That's fine too. It don't matter to me. But when you start just making things up, you do have to realize that I really do mean it, that I really do want to help everybody. I really do. I spend 3 to 4 hours a day responding to emails and texts and voicemails and messages and this, that, and the other every day. Do you know how much I could get done in those 3 to 4 hours? A lot, because I can move really, really fast. But it's very important to me that people get one-on-one. Now, with that being said, I'm still a business. So I'm not going to apologize for having ads on my YouTube channel, because I am in business. So for me to be able to help you, I have to make money. If I ask for donations, I'm not trying to be a jerk, and I'm not trying to force you to send me money or guilt you into sending me money. No. If you want to sponsor QuailCon, make a donation. If you don't, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate you if you do. I'm glad you're here if you don't. It doesn't matter, right? I'll make it happen. But I am a business. That's what I do. And I'm not going to apologize for profit, because profit's not a bad word. We all make money, and I know this because we're all eating, and you're on a phone or electronic right now. So we all have some money. So with that being said, I have let this go for a long time. And I really don't care if people like me or not. And I think that that's why I'm willing to do YouTube videos, because I'm willing to make mistakes, and I'm willing to look like a fool, and I'm willing to take the brunt of stuff because I can shake it off. I'm not very easily offended, right? But I do not appreciate the lies, or it's just lies, because it's not even assumptions. It's just lies. There's one place that I ship for that is not us. There's a contract, because again, let me go back to this just so you're aware. I am a business, and this is how I provide for my family. So when you try to affect that by lying, I take that more personally, because that's my family. Now, if you have a bad experience and you don't feel like I've done well, then that's one thing. Okay, I'll try to make it right. If you don't feel like I make it right, then that's okay, right? I'm gonna try to do what I think is best for both parties. And I'm gonna try to make sure that you're taken care of. But with that being said, when you're purposely trying to affect my business, now you're affecting my kids, and now you're affecting my wife, and now Papa Bear comes out. Now I'm getting mad, right? So if you've got a problem, you can come to me. We'll talk, and I'll be completely open and honest, like I am with everybody, and we can either work it out, or we can just agree to disagree and still work together. Or we can disagree to disagree and we can go our separate ways. That's okay too. I'm fine with that. But my God, please, if you're going to be a part of the community, then, you know, maybe we should do what we want the world to become. And that is supporting one another and encouraging one another. Or, just a thought, shutting our mouths and not saying stupid stuff. Like if, you know, I don't know, if you can't say anything good, maybe shut up. Maybe don't say nothing, right? So anyways, that's how I feel. And I don't like the negativity and the hatefulness. And I hate that people, I was gonna say that wrong. I really appreciate the people that have messaged me. And I know that there's some of you that are on here now that messaged me this morning, showing me, because of course, where it's being said is somewhere that I'm not allowed, I'm blocked from. And so they were just informing me. I did not get the impression of any of those people were trying to start anything, or I didn't get that impression at all. I just got the impression that they really were just saying, I just want you to be aware. And that I really appreciate. What bothers me so much is what, not just these new people coming into quail, but everybody, all of us, me. We all should be focusing on getting better with our self-sufficient life and getting better to where we're here or where we're going. And if we're having to be dragged down and deal with something that's not relevant, not true, and really doesn't matter, well then, I don't like time wasters. I don't like time wasters. Now, I'm not saying that the people that message me are time wasters at all. That is not what I am saying at all. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know. A lot of people do all the time. 99.9% of the time, I let it go. I say nothing. It is what it is. It's mainly opinions. That's okay. This was completely baloney. So that made me upset. So that is my rant, everyone. I was still trying to be a little professional. Don't know how that's going to come off. It'll be interesting to see how many emails Jenna gets and how much trouble I get into tomorrow. But I did want to set the record straight. When you order, and I did want to share this with you. The company that we ship for, we have shipped 24 orders out this year. It is less than 1% of our business. It's really not affecting anything. What's happening is the world is going to hell in a handbasket, and everybody is getting smart and wise, and they're trying to make changes for the good in their lives. And that is wonderful. That is putting me behind because I am not that big. So I will be happy to help you. If you don't want to wait that long, there's no hard feelings. Maybe you can order down the road from me. If you are willing to wait that long, you have my gratitude, and I thank you for your patience and understanding. But there's no hard feelings. We are a community. You are not part of a community because you purchase from me. You are part of the community because we're all trying to make the right decisions, and we're all trying to head in the right direction. That is what this community is. This community is not Myshire Farm customers. That is not what this community is. This community is all of us coming together for the greater of all of us. So if you don't order from me, you can still message me. I will still be happy to help you. If you have questions, you're still welcome to the lives. It is completely okay. That, I think, is all I have to say. I just don't like lies. So this whole drop shipping comes priority, and I'm not shipping to everybody else because of this. It's been 24 orders, and I ship over 220 orders a week. And I'm talking This place has had 24 orders the entire year so far, and they are still on a wait list, just like everybody else that orders. So it's just not true. And I don't like lies. I don't like gossip, and I don't like negativity. And I'm a little upset right now, and I'm trying not to get too upset, because then I say stupid stuff. But that is all I have to say about that. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad that I waited till the end. I'm glad this wasn't the beginning, because I know that there's a lot of new people that are like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't want to start anything, and I don't want people to get involved, and I don't want people to feel like they have to pick sides. No one has to do that. Live your life, learn about quail. I don't care who you learn from. I don't care where you go. I don't care who you buy from. As long as you're doing well. If you need help and you think I can help you, I am here for you. If you want to order from me, I appreciate it. My family appreciates it, and we will do our very best for you. And we'll try to make sure that you are well taken care of. But I wanted to make it very, very clear that I do not apologize for trying to make a profit, because, well, if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this, because I have to take care of my family first and foremost. But because of all of you wonderful supporters and customers and this, that, and the other, I'm able to do both. And so I'm living my dream. I'm able to give back, I'm able to help, I'm able to support my family, and I'm able to run a business the way I see fit. That is my dream. I can't ask for anything else. So I don't apologize for that at all. And it is first come, first serve on any platform that I sell on. If you order on eBay, if you order on the website, if you order on Craigslist, even my balut customers, my corporate orders, they're on the same term now. Like I've had to shorten their numbers. So it is first come, first serve, but I'm also a business. So I can't just say, oh, business is good and a lot of people want eggs right now, so I'm just going to forget about my balut customers, and I'm just going to forget about my corporate accounts. Because what happens when it's winter and none of you want eggs? That's okay, that's all right. But I still have to pay the bills, so that when you're ready, I'm here for you. So making me... No, I'm not going to go there, because that just makes me mad. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I did not offend you. If I offended you, I did not mean to at all. I truly do not. And I will not be bringing it up again. I really don't want anyone to think anything except for positivity, excitement. You know, our entire mission is to educate, encourage, and enthuse others to become more self-sufficient. And so I don't hang on to the negativity, and I don't deal with dumb. I just don't deal with it. I don't deal with it, because you deserve positivity. You deserve someone to let you know that this can be fun. And, you know, no matter where you go, no matter what community you have, no matter where you live, no matter what goes on, there's gonna be someone that tries to bring people down. So, you know, it is what it is. But I don't like the lies. So once lies start, then I have to set the record straight. That is all I'm gonna say, because now I am rambling. So I don't know if there was any more questions. Hopefully there was not. I did see a donation from Glenn Lewis. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You did not have to do that, but that will go to QuailCon for everybody else. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. And if you don't know what's going on, don't worry about it. It was just a rant, but those are the facts. And I really appreciate all of you. Thanks for still watching. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for all of that. We've got some really good videos coming your way. And so stay tuned for those. Then the next video will be out tomorrow. George will have done it. He actually was the creator of this idea, and I wanted to give him the credit, but it is a great idea, and it's working wonderfully. So I can't wait for you to all see that. It is saving us literally between 7 to 10 hours a week of work. Now, granted, we're putting that into other stuff, but we're able to get more done now. So, you know, more production means I'm happier, which means he's happier, because sometimes I cannot be as happy in the barn. So it's working out for everybody. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. We've got some other videos coming out this week that I think that you'll like and that will help you a lot. And until next time, everybody, as always, stay safe. Guys, I appreciate you. Thank you.